Hey, welcome to our explainer. Today, we're diving into a topic that's pretty much key to our entire financial lives building credit. And, in this super digital world we live in, the old rules definitely still apply, but there's also a ton of new tools and new strategies out there. So let's get right into it and figure out how you can master them. You see this question from a Reddit user, and honestly, it's something millions of us have probably wondered. It's that journey, right? Going from just starting out, or maybe hitting the reset button, to actually unlocking those better financial options. It's a journey a lot of people are on, but the really good news is it's more possible now than ever before. And look, this challenge is so real. I mean, get this. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says that a full 20% of Americans are what they call credit invisible. That means they either have no credit history or it's just too thin to even get a score. Think about that. That's millions and millions of people who are kind of locked out of getting affordable loans or mortgages. All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about why credit scores are such a big deal. Then, we'll break down how they actually work. After that, we'll explore all the new ways you can build credit, get into the specific products out there, and of course, cover the myths and risks you need to watch out for. And we'll wrap it all up with a simple action plan you can start using today. Okay, so first things first, why does this even matter so much? Well, a credit score, it's not just some random number, right? It's basically a key. It literally decides the interest rates you get offered, whether you can rent an apartment, and sometimes it can even affect your chances of landing a job. It's a huge piece of your financial health. And this is really important. Data from the Financial Health Network shows a pretty stark reality. Having access to good credit isn't the same for everyone. While 51% of white individuals have prime credit scores, that number drops to 29% for Latinx individuals and just 20% for Black individuals. And that gap, that's exactly why having tools that actually work to build credit is so critical for making the whole system a little more fair. Okay, so if you want to improve your score, you've got to know the rules of the game. Like, what are these scoring models actually looking at when they spit out that number? Let's get into it. All right, so these 5 things are basically the building blocks of your credit score. And the biggest one, by far, is your payment history. Just paying your bills on time every single time. But right on its heels is how much you owe, specifically this thing called credit utilization. It's pretty simple math, actually. Let's say you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit, and you've got a 500 balance on it. Your utilization is 50%, and the advice you hear from pretty much every expert is to keep that number under 30%. Honestly, the lower the better. It just shows lenders that you're managing your credit well and you're not stretched too thin. For the longest time, building credit pretty much meant one thing, getting a loan or a credit card. But things have totally changed. Now, the stuff you're already paying for every month can actually help boost your score. And this slide really shows you that shift. In the old days, it was all about traditional debt, mortgages, car loans, that kind of thing. But now, what people call alternative data is becoming a bigger deal. This means your on-time rent, your utility bills, even your cell phone bill can now count. It gives a way more complete picture of how responsible you are with your money. And this isn't just some theory. You can use services to do this right now. Experian Boost, for example, lets you connect your bank account. It then finds your on-time payments for things like your phone bill or Netflix and adds that positive history to your credit file. This is a total game changer for people who've been credit invisible but have been paying all their bills on time for years. So, okay, on top of using that alternative data, there's this whole world of new products from fintech companies that are designed specifically to help you build or rebuild your credit. It's like your modern day toolkit for building credit. So, the classic place to start? The secured credit card. It's simple. You put down a cash deposit, maybe $200, and that becomes your credit limit. For the bank, it's super low risk, which is why they're so much easier to get. You just use it like a normal credit card, pay your bill on time, and that positive activity gets reported to the credit bureaus. And then you've got the credit builder loan, which is, honestly, it's a pretty brilliant idea. Think of it like a loan, but backwards. The bank gives you a loan, but they don't give you the cash. They put it in a locked savings account for you. You make your monthly payments, building up that good credit history, and then, once it's all paid off, they unlock the account and give you the money. So you build your credit and you walk away with a nice little pile of savings. Win-win. And these tools, they can have a huge impact. Just look at this Reddit user. They went from a 546 score all the way up to a 708 in about 6 months, just by using Chime's Credit Builder account. It just goes to show how fast you can turn things around with the right strategy. So here's a look at a few of the big names out there. You've got companies like Self and Credit Strong where you can start for around 25 bucks a month and you can close the account whenever. Moneyline works a bit differently. You pay a membership fee, but you get access to some of the cash right away. The main thing is just finding one that actually works for your budget. But of course, whenever there are new tools, there are also new questions and some pitfalls to watch out for. It's not just about what you should do, but also what you definitely shouldn't do. So let's clear up some of that confusion. Okay, let's talk about maybe the biggest myth in the entire world of credit. I'm sure you've heard it. You have to carry a balance on your credit card, pay interest to show you're using it and improve your score. Is that really true? The answer is a huge, resounding no. Let me just be super clear about this. Paying interest does nothing to help your credit score. The absolute best thing you can do is use your card, get your statement, and then pay the entire balance off before the due date. You'll build your credit, keep your utilization super low, and you won't pay a single cent in interest. All right, another thing that causes a ton of stress for people is medical debt. It's usually a surprise, it can be huge, and it feels really unfair. So, what's the deal? How does it actually impact your credit score? Okay, so the good news is the rules here have actually gotten a lot better recently. Now, any medical debt and collections that's under $500 just won't show up on your credit report at all. For bigger debts, you now have a full year grace period before it can appear. And this is the big one. Once you finally pay off a medical collection, it has to be wiped clean from your report. Gone. But here's a really important reality check. These credit builder products, they aren't a magic wand for everybody. Research from the government found that they work best for people just starting out. But for people who are already juggling other debts, adding one more payment, even for a good cause, can sometimes just add to the stress. It really all comes down to finding the right tool for where you are right now. Whew, okay, we've gone over a lot. So let's pull this all together into a simple action plan. Think of it as your treasure map to better credit. Ready? Here we go. Step 1. Go to annualcreditreport.com and get your free reports. It's the only official site. Step 2. Read through them carefully and dispute any mistakes you find. Step 3. Look into services like Experian Boost to get credit for all those regular payments you're already making. Step 4. If you need to open a new account, pick the right product for you, a secured card, a credit builder loan, whatever fits. And finally, Step 5, the absolute golden rule. Pay on time every single time, no exceptions. At the end of the day, this isn't really about chasing some three-digit number. It's about opening doors. Doors to the life you want, whether that's getting your own place, buying a reliable car, or maybe one day owning your own home. The power to build that stronger financial future, it is absolutely in your hands. So the only real question left is, what doors are you going to unlock?